Okay, so there are three ways that you can load your focus points in there. You can click down here, you can use our AI focus point generator, or you can click down here, just go to our community board and look through, see what other people have been focusing on, or you can book in a call with me and I can help you update them one-on-one, creating the focus points that are really gonna move the needle for you. And if you wanna stick around to find out a little bit more about looping and what it does and what it's used for and where it came from and all of the nuts and bolts in behind it, stick around, there's a video to follow. Without interrupting your thought process and going back into it, you'll keep creating the same situations and the same feelings no matter where you go or what you do. But then if you can play a fun game with it instead of just adding pressure, you just can now play with the whole of life.
People should realise how much potential they have in their brains.
Once you realize that a growth mindset is real, you realize that you can get, let's just call it, 100 times better at anything.
Learning is forging new synaptic connections. But if you don't review what you learn, if you don't repeat it, it's so much easier to forget it than to remember it. So you got to repeat it over and over again.
It's actually really related to what I understand about neuroplasticity now, because there's a period of time where you make new connections in your brain and you build up this new pathway, and it's almost like there's a tipping point where that pathway becomes the way that you think now, and your old ways of thinking get overwritten.
The more you can catch yourself, the more you can play the game, and then the more you play the game, the better you get at the game, and then eventually the whole life becomes the game.
So when you said to me, hey, I've got this cool looping app and it helps you to have some focus points and it helps you to focus on the things that are really important to you and you want to achieve, and you focus over and over and over again like in a loop pattern, I was like, this is gold. This is exactly in line with how our brains work.
Since I heard about looping, I thought it was such a great idea, and I jumped on board and started looping every day, and I've noticed such a big difference in myself, and waking up with a bit of a purpose, knowing who I want to be and what I want to achieve, and just doing little things every single day for me to get there.
This sounds interesting. Tell me more. I think it spoke to me because at the time I was under quite a bit of stress. Not stressful, which was good because I was looking for an answer to be less stressed in life.
Therefore, I'm switching my brain on to help me to make those things happen.
If you look into the brain, there's this part in there, which is actually at the back, which is where all of these habits are stored. All you gotta do is get in the repetitions of a new thought, and you will create a new habit. And then from there, the world's your goddamn oyster.
So Loop 2 is all about reinforcing the ideas behind the habits you want to try create. So it's about finding things that you can do to try and move the dial in a positive direction for your life, and then loading in the reasons why you want to be focusing on that, and cutting enough loops of that thought so that the repetitions load that thought as a habitual way of thinking. Whether it's you need to start a new diet, whether you need to exercise more, whether you need to pay more attention to your kids, whether you need to work harder, whether you need to stress less, whatever it is, you can catch yourself in the moment, and then you're going to memorize the reasons why you want to be focusing on that and why that's important to do in your life. And when you get enough repetitions in of that thought, then when the resistance comes up, your mind just instantly goes bang, 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 and these are the reasons why we're doing what we're doing, and you take the action for free. It takes the conscious effort out of loading these new habits that you know are going to make a positive difference.
Even like Charlie, my wife, has said, like, you seem different, you know, so like you seem more like relaxed and positive and just happier, you know. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, it's doing something. I don't know, there's not many things in life where you get like a noticeable change towards the positive that don't like cost you heaps.
We are a sum of the experiences. I'm spitting Nick back at Nick. We're the sum of our experiences to date, and the key thing is not just our experiences, it's how we perceived it.
You know, it's because sometimes I'm reluctant, but I just do it, and then you get back into the groove of it, and
you write your own future, and it happens again, and you're like, see, I was right. Like, whereas you can grab it when you see it, because you understand it better now, grab it and go, no, you flip it, and you change how you look at it.
How many loops have you done?
Just like before, I was like 200 odd. Yeah, which is I think that's a good amount where you start to actually see the difference. Like I think you have to do it for 30 days and figure it out, and then adjust your loops Probably I adjusted by like day 3 I changed some, by like day 7 I changed them again, moved a car. I had like, if I'm looking for the negative all day, traffic, whatever, no coffee, work sucks, negative, and then this overwhelming situation happens at home with everything's happening at once, and I've been primed on negative all day, it's not going to go well. But if I prime myself all day to try and find little moments that I appreciate and not get wound up and just being neutral, then when I come to that situation that's overwhelming at the end of the day, I'm coming at it from like a whole different place, and it's like where those 1% stack, right?
Yeah, it might not succeed the first time, but if you're persistent with it, you can rewrite those pathways, those habits, those expectations. It comes down to, like you say, it's down to rep.
Okay, now I know this might sound a little bit funny, but here's a cool hack for starting the habit of opening the app and doing your focus points. Now what you do, get a sticky plaster or whatever you've got at home, whether it's a piece of sellotape or just a colored piece of tape that you can write on, and write loop on it and then tape it to your toothbrush. And then when you go to grab your toothbrush, you're like, what the hell? Create the first bit of momentum. And then once you're using the app and you pick some focus points that are meaningful to you, you will start to change your actions within your life, and then you will get the outcomes that you're looking for. But unless you can start the habit, you won't look at the app, and then it will snowball. It won't even work for you. So attach your new habit that you want to try and create of looping and opening the app to something that you already do consistently, so that you don't have to add anything new. You just piggyback off what you've already done.